The South African economy is hardly growing. My estimates for economic growth this year is that economic growth is unlikely to get to 1%. In fact, I expect something like 0.7, 0.8% economic growth. That in an environment where the population is growing by about 1.3% simply means that on a per capita basis, we're going to get poorer once again, like we've seen so many years before. And the main reason for that has to do with the wrong macroeconomic policies by the ANC government, but also because the ANC government is positioning ourselves, I believe, incorrectly internationally. We should try to be as neutral as possible. Unfortunately, due to our positioning politically internationally and also because of certain policies that we follow in South Africa, the chances that we could be hit by 40% tariffs if we want to export to the United States certainly increased quite a lot. In fact, we don't really know what those tariffs are going to be. Is it going to be 40%? Will there be an additional 10% because we're part of BRICS? Will certain items be excluded from the tariffs? Like, for example, certain basic minerals like platinum, for example. So we don't know. But I think chances are quite good that we will see some additional tariffs. It's even possible that we could see some sanctions against certain individuals in South Africa. But what's the likely impact on that on the South African economy? And of course, depending on the extent of the tariffs, I think the impact is not going to be that large. My expectations is that the impact could be, say, 0.2, 0.3, maybe 0.4% less in terms of economic growth. So we pay a price of 0.3, 0.4% reduction in economic growth because of these tariffs. That is the sort of ballpark scenario. But because we don't know what the tariffs are going to be, calculating these sort of impacts is basically impossible. The main point, however, is that the South African economy is hardly growing. And with an economy that is hardly growing, any additional obstacle is going to be bad for the economy. And like I've mentioned earlier, I don't see the economy growing at 1%, and taking 0.2% of that, 0.3% of that is a significant impact on the South African economy. I think it's crucially important for the South African government to implement the right macroeconomic policies to make it easier and attractive to do business in South Africa, and also to position South Africa internationally in such a manner that we are really neutral when it comes to the various other political players internationally. These Trump tariffs certainly are going to hurt South Africa.